It should be cool. We are live now. I believe there was a way to bring chat up, but it doesn't matter because I can see chat on YouTube. So today we're gonna build the MidiMuso Midi-CV, and I'm not going to start the time-lapse recording yet. There's no point. So that's going to be this board and all of that components, which I've got most everything, and then we'll be assembling this board, which is actually two-sided. I think I'm going to put the jack sockets in first, get that out of my way, because yeah, I need a lot of them. I think I need 18, so that's 6, yeah, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 15, 16. Oh boy, that felt bad. Like, look how many sockets just disappeared for this one module. I'm just gonna hold them up for you. Look at all these modules. Ah, that's a lot of plug-ins, isn't it? Big handful of them. I know one thing, let's see. I hope I don't need any more. I'm going to count how many sockets I have left on the modules that I've got on hand, so I can see if I need to consider also ordering some more of these while I'm at it. To be honest with you, you can never go without too many of these. They're a 1/4 inch. These are actually stereo jack sockets, so they could be used for either one. But if you guys on the stream here want to see what I'm actually doing with my hands, I might consider making a little bit of effort to hang up my phone somewhere. I don't have a vertical tripod for my phone. It's a horizontal tripod. Because when I bought it, it was back in the before vertical video was a primary. I mean, you know, I actually don't mind vertical video because it's something that's good for on the go. So there is that. God, let go. Come off of there. All right. So now we can go through. This is the most boring bit in the world to me. I'm having to hand put these, like, there's 18 of them. I didn't think about how many there were on this board. I just looked at it and was like, that's a lot of holes. And if you've got trypophobia or whatever that is, I'm sorry. PCBs are that way though. PCBs have substantially more than this face panel, so. On and on we go. When I get finished doing all of the modules, I might go through and build that plug so I can start using my mixer on my phone directly. That'd be kind of cool. So if I like get bored and want to do a TikTok video like straight from my phone, but have nice quality audio, like I have done that already, but like if I want to do it again, it'll be easier because I can make my own really long cable instead of that real short one I've been using. Oh, I forgot the time-lapse camera. What am I doing? Yo, tighten it up. Let's go. All right. I don't think it matters that much because it's just the jack sockets, but still, it's unfortunate. People will miss out on 6 jack sockets. That's going to be a tragedy. And they'll comment. They'll be sure to let me know, like, hey, what about the first 3? What about the first 6? Like, if you don't go on with that, I'm not catering to you. I'm doing these strictly for my kids because they don't get to see this stuff. They really don't. Every now and then they get to see stuff like that oscillator keyboard. I built that for them so they could see, but yeah, they don't get to see the cool stuff. And they think it's cool because they want to play on it, and I let them play on it, but I can't let them be around when I'm putting these boards together because they're so complicated that, one, I would be distracted. Two, there is eventually a smoke haze in the room of flux from the solderer. So I don't think that that's something I want anyone else to breathe. And even with good ventilation in here, it still gets thick when you're working on a project for a long period of time. I've got it. It's pretty well vented in here. But anyway, we are actually nearly done that quick. I'm only just sticking them on. The orientation of these sockets does matter, and I'm gonna have to go back and flip them the right way, but I wanted to get this assembled so that at least I don't fight with them, because I'm clumsy and my hands are fidgety. So 3 more. I've been waiting, and I literally intentionally waited to build this module or any of the other modules again because I couldn't go live, and my first channel got nuked. So I was like, well, you know what? You guys enjoyed them the last time, so I'm gonna just wait. And instead of throwing a 10K trimmer pot in the 5K slot, I went ahead and got some of those on hand and messed around, kind of perfected a few extra things, just kill the time. It literally, to tell you how awesome you guys are, it took 8 days or 9 days to get back up to Livestream. And I think somebody reported because I literally was offloading some stuff out of my brain so that I didn't have to think about it anymore. And they didn't like that. Alright, so if we put this board, the jack sockets are this side, so it goes down. That'll mean we need all of these to orient this way. Hey, some of them are already oriented that way accidentally. That's nice. I will take it. Follow the host. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do a lot of random electronic projects and music related stuff on live, but my videos are just, I'm trying to laugh. That's all. Like, my videos are just for laughs. And I do try to also talk about taking care of yourself and mental health a little bit, you know, share my views. Not that anybody asked for them, but I mean, I have been asked, so I could just say, hey, you know that question you asked me? Look, here, so I don't have to say it to you. Here it is in media form. When I say I'm introverted, it means that I have to really, really be comfortable with a person before I'm willing to even talk to them, like even in text, because I'm busy, and I'm busy doing stuff like this, building stuff, and the person I talk to, whoever it may be, has to feel more comfortable and take less effort to talk to than masking would be. If I have to mask, I don't even want to talk to them. That's to start with. That might be just a trait specific to the neurodivergent. Alright, so if I mount these on, oh, I cannot do that. I'm gonna have to put headers on. Oh, mercy. Yep. Alright, so we're gonna set this board to the side for now for about 10 seconds while I grab the MIDI sockets, which are in a nice organized bin. They look like these. Plugs on the back. Need 3 of those. And I actually bought some M3. Where are they? Marco. Where's my, oh, there they are. Cool. There's one thing I want to double check though, is the orientation of the MIDI. Because it is a brain map. Brain map. Finding my way to the other side. Brain map. Yeah. Who all is in here? I can't even. I see a few faces that are familiar. What's up, everybody? I'm terrible with names, by the way, if you haven't guessed. Alright, so these are that away, like so. So we'll jam that right there in this hole. Just boop. That was a satisfying click. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Poet. I am putting together a MidiMuso, which converts MIDI signal, which is a musical interface, to control voltage, so that I can control this Bessie behind me. Oh, that click. I love it. Ooh, are these? Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping. Alright, so let me bolt them in. Let's go. Have these are super cute. Look at this. Little super cute bolts and washers. Yeah, see, this thing has 4 control voltage outputs and 4 gate outputs, right? It can do 6 and 6. My module has got 5 VCOs in it. So there's 5 oscillators, that 4 of which go to a VCA. Well, from the VCA, it has, if I use this, I can play polyphonically 4 notes. 4-note polyphonic synth on my modular. Ooh, oh, let's go. Let's go. Oh, I'm stoked. I can't help it. That's going to be awesome. It sounds already awesome. But I think it does anyway. Which, look, let me tell you, Sam, he's got some other modules I want to get, and I'm going to tell you a story about that. I went to order the the VC LFO, the low frequency oscillator, right? I went to buy it, and it said out of stock. Well, I sent Sam a message, and I said, hey, dude, did you know your LFO's out of stock? And he's like, oh, man, I forgot to send the pack off. Give it a few days, check back, and, you know, it'll be there. So I did. I waited a whole week. I sent him that message a week ago, and today I checked, and they had been disappeared, right? They weren't even on the page at all for the whole week, because I checked. I was, you know, I want them. I really do. And I need tweezers. Where's my tweezers? So I waited a whole week, and I checked daily, and it had vanished. And I said, well, it's not even on the product page, but I didn't want to message him back to back and whatnot until I at least given it a week. Wow, I can't hold these. They're so small. These tweezers. So anyway, I gave it a week, and I caved. I messaged him. I said, hey, look, I don't know if you know this, but like, they're actually not even on the page now. Well, then later that day, after I had taken a nap, I couldn't help it that when I banged my head on that stool, it was not soft like I thought it was. I had forgotten it's a shop stool and not a... Anyway, so yeah, I was out of it. And so I sent them a message saying, hey, did you know they're actually not even on the page anymore? Well, then they showed up, and now they say sold out. I'm like, so I can't even buy one, and I don't have any of the LFOs. So you know what? If they don't get in stock by the time I get through putting together all 5 of these modules and actually need like need it, I will build my own, but it's going to be called Cinco. No, it ain't. What am I going to call it? I'm going to have to call it something. Cinco de LFO? Yeah. And I'll put 5 LFOs in a module. Like I did that VCO. I did 5 VCOs in a module. Just because the joke, Cinco, which is spelled SYNC, like sync, because you're syncing the modules like internal clocks together, but also because the Spanish word for 5 is cinco. I know. Not as dumb as the fact that I made. Look, I love Nickelodeon, right? And Sam built his modular rack, and he designed Cosmo and the modules and everything, like everything about it he designed. So they're his standard, right? And I didn't want to sound like I'm trying to copy the dude. I just really like DIY, and I love his channel. I've been a fan for like 4 or 5 years now, and so I'm like, well, I can't call my rack Cosmo. That just is a copy, and I can't. I know. I'll call it Wanda. You know, like Cosmo and Wanda from the Fairly Odd Parents. And so I did. I named it Wanda. And then while building this module, I kid you not, it's like 2 in the morning, and I'm working on the schematic files for the face panel at this point. I'd already finished most everything else, but I was working on the schematic for the actual face panel, which meant I was working on the text, right, the silkscreen. And because the face panels are also PCBs, you can do all of that in the same program you design the actual boards on, right? So I'm designing the face panel. I already put in the Cinco. I'm giggling. I'm having a blast. And then a joke occurs to me that I'm about to insert Cosmo into Wanda. And I'm dead. I'll lose it at that point. I cannot hold it together anymore. I'm like, yo, what have I done? What the heck? And so it's almost like the gift that keeps on giving, because I told Sam about that. And this dude, he's building a keyboard, a MIDI keyboard, right? And this MIDI keyboard is made up of arcade buttons, but the very last key, the very last note, is a key switch. So if you don't have the last key, you can't, like if you don't have the real life actual turnkey key, you can't play the last note. And I was in the chat, and I told him, dude, keyboard. And he saw it, and you should have seen it. Well, I don't know what his face looked like, but I could feel it was like this what moment. You could hear it in his voice. The live stream is on his page. You could hear it in his voice. He's like, what? That's perfect. So he made a whole separate video with an entire MIDI keyboard made up of nothing but keys, like legit keys. And he shouted my channel out. I'm like, yo, bro, that's so cool. Major nerd fan moment. Like, so I geeked out. I'm still geeked out about that. I'm not gonna say I'm not. Because I like watching makers and their content, and I'm a maker, but I feel like I'm not really up to the standards of people like that. They have this, I don't know, they're on another level. I just do stuff. But anyway, I need to tighten these down. I don't want them coming loose later. I'm going to use some grippier pliers. Those flatheads are not agreeing. But yeah, he's a really cool dude. And he's got to be pretty chill, because I swear I talk too fucking much, because language. Whoops. I have messaged him multiple times, actually. And I try to send messages that don't require a response. Like, whenever he asked about if it was all right using like some pictures or something, I went ahead and gave a formal, like, use anything at all you want to use, dude, because, and this is not a permission in TikTok, but on YouTube, if there are other makers that use, like, want to use the information, that's why it's there. It's public for a reason. If I didn't want people to learn, I could put it private or just not share it. That's right. So it's public, and I share it so that people can use it and benefit from it. And so I was like, yeah, dude, use whatever you want to use. And he used the pictures of the VCO, which is cool because it looks cool, I think. It was an accidental success because I hyperfixated. I went into hyperfixation and went from zero knowledge in kicad at all to that in 26 days. Yeah, I don't know. It's neurodivergence for sure. And I can't say the word. I hate TikTok for that. That's the one thing I can't stand. Alright, so that's done. We need to assemble this now. The LEDs can go last. In case you didn't know, it's got like a row of LEDs that go in here to let you know that it's doing stuff. I don't know about impressive. Being makers is just some fun to do. And this needs a whole bunch of resistors. And there's no time like the present, so let's get started. Turn the soldering iron on. And we need, there's a couple of 1Ks right there. And there, and there, and there. We're just throwing resistors at it. Let's go. Resistance is futile. Resistance is futile. Let's go. I do ridiculous voices for no reason. Oh, let's go. I'm in a good spirited mood because I have finally started to crack the secret to those tired, like, executive dysfunction states, and that's to maintain a certain level of sugar in the diet, because I might possibly have a connection between low sucrose and executive dysfunction. But I don't know, it's a theory and I'm testing it, and so far the results are pretty obvious. I've changed only one thing and all of a sudden everything is better. Like, yo, alright, I'm not a scientist, but I followed the scientific method. Don't change more than one factor until you have definitive results, and that's what I did. And I don't even have to change anything else. It's good. Good just like that. And I didn't even add but like a tablespoon of sugar per coffee. I was using 0 sugar in my diet at all. No sugar, period. And I did need that extra. This happens. In case you've never followed one of these live streams, I tend to throw parts around, sometimes forgetting components, but they all get there in the end. And there's another 1K. This is why I didn't put that up. I went ahead and glanced around. And the only reason I'm doing these on video, even though like Sam has covered all of these, if I change a component, for an example, like I substitute something, and I've done that. I actually did that on the VCA. I had to substitute some diodes. And if something doesn't work, I can go back and reference it. And be like, well, let's start with the obvious. The things that shouldn't have been changed. And now we need 100 ohms. Mistakes happen, you know, but if you don't have them on record, it's such a pain to diagnose, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather just, I would rather just, you know, be able to reference what happened. So we need 2, 4, 6. Wow, all of those are 100 ohms. That's convenient. How about that? We can just sit here and keep the bag in front of us. Don't even have to pull out a set amount. Work hard for the money. What money? I'm never gonna give you up. You know, I don't think my mental health has ever been higher. And that's something I've never been able to confidently say. You know? I don't know why I felt like saying it now, but I felt like saying it. Because it's true. I have shed some traumatic weight. And even though it's still there, I still think about it. The weight isn't there. I don't know how to explain that. It just happened. It wasn't something I worked toward it. There was an intent there to get it to heal and move on. But it just happened. I didn't choose when. I don't know if anybody can relate to that or not, but I am very grateful of that. It makes my projects seem less exciting than they are to me. And that's because my tone of voice is more like I'm just going through the motions. And yeah, I don't mean to do that, but sometimes it is that way. Kudos for them all being the same. Oh, it's so nice. I can just pick from the bag. It doesn't happen often. There's a lot of times where there are so many different resistors. Mixers are super simple for resistance, so those have always been all right for me. But I think there was a radio I built, and it had so many different resistors in it that I had to have my whole box just strayed everywhere. Strewn. Somebody will correct me, I'm sure. Matt, hey, how's it going? Yes, it is awesome. Look, Sam does an amazing job on this silk screen, and I'm talking about goes all out. The backside you can't even see. Oh yeah. Matt, I'm sorry, dude. You know me, my back's turned to YouTube chat half the time, and I guess I need to bring up I could get the kids' tablet, watch my stream on the tablet. That might, I don't know. I don't know if that'd work or not. I mean, without messing the actual stream up or not. I mean, I know it'll work, but I have done that in the past and it lagged my stream out. What's crack-a-laggin'? I am building the MidiMuso finally, and I'm excited because that means we can see what Wanda sounds like in polyphonic mode. And you're in time because I just finished the last of the resistors, I think. I'm double eyeballing and I don't see any. I do need to get a couple of 100 nanofarad capacitors. And that, yeah, I appreciate that. I'm glad you understand, because I really do. I'll zone out. Did I say 100 nanofarad? That's 100 nanofarad. 100, 100, 100, 100. That's 104, I think. Look, it's a problem. It's a real problem. Where's 104 in this batch? 104 is in the middle row, back row. It's in the front row, and it's empty. Why is 104 empty? Why is 104 empty? 104 is the only one that's empty. You know what? That's fine, because guess what? Guess what? I got 1,000 of them jobs of 104. They can just I don't even care. We'll pull out 2 of them. Let's go. I knew that was coming. I knew it was gonna happen. So I've prepared anyway. Yeah. Uh-huh. 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 I'm so sorry. I'm just You know how often it is that I have all of the components on hand, even when I run out of the go-tos. I'm gonna miss those. Those were nice caps. These are kind of sus. Oh, mercy me, man. Oh, my Lord. Oh, get in there, you cheap piece of junk. Oh no, it's not. It's not the capacitor. It's the me problem. This is gonna be a long night full of these caps. I bet you. Oh god. Oh, all right. Let's go ahead and start soldering that down. Oh crap! Let's not set fire to the workstation. Break out the molten jubilee solder. I almost want to put like a pulley over me so I can just pull down on it and it be raring to go. Do not breathe, Flux. Don't take this live stream down TikTok. This is done by a trained dumbass. I mean professional. So Matt, that board you sent me, that A4 gallium board, I want to tell you what I did with it. I'd show you, but my YouTube camera is fixed and I can show you. But what I did do is the gallium now has a home on Wanda as a display. She takes up, well, an A4 slot in the rack, which looks pretty smart, I would say. Especially, I've got it turned on to where when I turn the actual synthesizer rack on, the supercomputer comes on as well. So I really appreciate that a lot. That was really cool. I had a lot of fun putting it together. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'll do a short. I'll put it up on a short. How about that? I have been meaning to do that. But the next board, I want to put that hexaputer together, and I've got all of the. I'm gonna use green blinking LEDs on that one. But I don't know if I want to put that on the synth rack or not. I might put that one on my desk as like a separate display. So I've got 1 and 2 spots. Or when I build that other big thing I'm working on, I might put it in that. I'm not sure yet. Only time will tell. I actually spent the last several hours earlier today painting and adding a padded bottom, a padded floor to the kids' bunk bed that I built, which I didn't do a YouTube video on it. I don't really want my kids' bed being like, it's friends only on a separate page. It's not actually a project that's all that big a deal. It's carpentry, so if you can do carpentry, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But I didn't want to put my kids like sleeping area on YouTube. That seemed a bit much, I think. But I put it as a friends video because I'm only friends with like a few people, I think. I don't even know. I talk to so many people, not gonna lie to you, like I can't keep up with anything except for the conversation half the time. Like, we're like, oh yeah, that face has this conversation going. I remember that. Let's go. Did I get everything? I got everything. Cool. Now comes the trimmity trim bits. It's like a spike. So there's what we got so far. For those of you watching, hey Chris, how's it going? You are welcome to join me if you'd like. I gotta see OBS. The neon fairy lights. Oh, the neon fairy lights. That's gonna be really cool. And here's what the board looks like so far. Start trimming these leads off. Let me see. If you shoot the request, if you want to join, you can. It's just me and you guys, and of course my friend Matt over on YouTube side. Matt's the one that sent me this board here, which is a supercomputer board. Stop. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon. I know that's frustrating. I don't know about anybody else, but I personally get really frustrated at coughing, especially after it's been like, you feel like it should have been done by now, and you're like, get okay now. Alright now. I'm sorry though. I found that honey and cinnamon helps with a cough for natural remedies if you've got that. Or at least it'll soothe the throat. And when oh my lord, yeah, oh lord, I would be so mad. I would be frustrated at, I think I got over it within about 2.5 to 3. I didn't make it all the way to 4. But yeah, I can't imagine. That's frustrating. Oh no. Oh, emotional damage. I walked around my house the first time I heard that. I walked around my house for like 45 minutes. Just, that's every time something would happen. Anything. It didn't matter. I could stub my toe. Could drop something. Sneeze. Open the fridge. Look inside my pants. Just emotion. Such a beautiful save it. Yeah, the Tesla coil. That was fun. Expect 6 to 8. 6 to. Oh yeah, weeks. Yeah. Herka-derka. Took me a second. All right, so now we need sockets on this board. I think they're 14 pin. 14. Where's my 14 pins? Here we go. 14 pin. And I got it right the first time. Let's go. Let's go. And we need a 8 pin, which is in the TL072 bin because that's the only reason I even have them. A TL072 and a TL074 are op amps, by the way, for you guys. Like, their job is to basically mirror on the input, on the output, whatever they see on the input in a way. Like, that's the way it makes sense to me. And setting the gain is a ratio using a voltage divider. And voltage dividers are a ratio. So like if you put 2 of the same exact value resistor and then connect to the middle of it, you know, you've divided the voltage down by half. And yeah, so that's basically how you set gain. You use a voltage division to set gain. So like 10 to 1 or 100 to 1 or 1,000 to 1, 1 to 1, whatever, however loud you needed it. Or you could use it as a buffer where it's just a straight wire connected. I don't want to get into the intricacies of electrical engineering on a live stream though, while I'm trying to put together a module that is already ready to go. Alright, so now we need the headers. And I'm going to use, these are 8-pin headers. And I've got some lovely TikTok totally booted. You're fine. It's totally fine. You haven't missed a thing. We are putting some headers on this board, and I need 3 of them. So just unplug. Oh, I'm going to need the other version of those as well, so keep them out. And I don't want to fight these like I did last time, so I'm going to go ahead and tack them. Yes, let's go. And see how far that you can go. Let it go. Or in this case, with solder, it's just let it flow. Let it flow. Solder down and let it go. I know I can't sing, by the way. There's no need to. Oh. Normally I exhale right when I touch, and I just. Yeah, it must in the dime. That's exactly what just happened. It must in the dime. I need to say bing bong when it's through. Bing bong. Bing bong. Oh my god, that chicken video. Do you know how I hit my head so hard that I legit thought that? I was like, that it must in the dime. I think I concussed myself mildly because after that happened, I remember I had to go sit her down and take a nap. It's like, oh my god. Oh. And then look, okay, and then as if karma wasn't enough, it was instant. It was very instant, like regret in that moment, and I had to crop it out because you could see as soon as I hit it, bounced, and I'm over here going, oh, and I couldn't leave that whole bit together. But when I saw that you could hear, like, or rather, when I heard the sound mixed with the chicken, I could do the chicken fine. That's not a, but that sound, the thud, I said, oh my god, you could hear that shit for real. So I had to post it. I had to, because it's like, that was, bro, like, that sounded as bad as it felt. Welcome back, yay. TikTok be crashing a lot, but yeah. That was a very near concussion, and that's because I was so excited to respond in that moment because I had the idea, and I'm like, I gotta do it now because ideas and smoke are gonna vanish in 10 seconds if I don't. So I did it without thinking too much about the fact that that shop stool does not have a soft cushion. It's a firm cushion. It's basically a cardboard cylinder with like cover on it. And I didn't think about that. My brain didn't, hey champ, put a cushion down. My head said, smash your head on this rice. Duh. Oh my god, that was so... Those are not magnetic? Are you kidding me? Wow. Whatever. That was, yeah, that was... My head still kind of hurts. 2N3904. Well, let's not skip out on that. Where is my 2N3904s? I know I had them because I was doing a video about random parts. Oh, freaking transistors. Here we go. 2N3904. I knew I had them around here somewhere. Panic was setting in. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh my god. Well, why didn't you just lay it out then? Because I didn't think about it. Don't you sass me, Bobby. I am really actually weird, by the way. I don't know if you needed that clarification. It's not an act. It's a disorder. I'm trying to build this module and I'm just like tickled over the most random stuff. Hey, poetry. I had to I think I did. I think I saw that one. I think maybe not. I don't know. I have seen a lot of top surgery videos though. That poopy video had to go though. I'm sorry. I laughed. I thought it was funny, and I'm not upset or anything, but it was just like, as the more I'm on HRT, the more things that didn't bother me are starting to have like physical reactions, and I'm going, why am I laughing and feeling nauseated at the same time? What? So no, it's fine. Look, please don't beat yourself up about it. Don't worry about it. The video was funny, and there's nothing offensive. Like it looked like chocolate pudding in a pan, to be honest. But yeah, all right. So this board is ready to go onto the face panel, and this is what it looks like for you guys. There's these will plug into this main board when it's ready, and then the op amps. Actually, I need to. Ooh, let me go ahead and put those. Oh no, they don't. The LEDs. That's what it was. Let's do the LEDs next. So I've got this massive bag of LEDs. Boop. It's a bag full of bags, full of bags. And for this, the way these modules, you don't really want to solder anything together until you have seated it, which is the same way as the last module. So I'm going to be putting these. Yeah, my family thinks I'm weird too. I just saw that. I'm sorry. I'm trying to respond to everybody. I got chat behind me and chat in front of me, as it goes sometimes. And we have another dough down here. I'm probably way off camera again. Oh, bugger. Alright, so here's the tricky bit. How are we going to make sure 18 times all of those pins go into all of these holes? Very carefully. Very, very carefully. All right, now I gotta put my head in the camera. Sorry. Sorry. I gotta see to line up all these jack sockets. Oh, mercy. Come on with it. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord. This is even, I think, harder than the other modules. What? Alright. Come on now. Yeah, 2 down. Or 3 down. Can we get this middle row? Alright, what about got this wrong. Why is it stopping? This one should be line. Oh, that's why it's not, the pin's bent. Oh, it's so fiddly. It's so fiddly. Are we there? Did I hear clicking? I'm hearing clicking. My head is right in the camera. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, come on with it. All right. And there. Yes. Let's go. There's that click. And how many diodes did we lose? I love how that clicks. Like, the amount of pins are all of these pins. Every one of them times 18. So now I've got to go back and finagle the LEDs back into their place. Oh. That's gonna be, there's one. Let go of it. You got it in. Did you? Nope. Yeah, this is no joke. All right, so there's that side. Come on, get in there. I can't even hardly see what I'm doing. And I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. Oh, those LEDs. Alright. So I'll tell you what, I can't believe I'm having to do it this way, but these bent leads just are gonna have to go. And what we'll do, I'm going to like tack solder them. And that way they don't like have that, because that is so fiddly. Like when I say fiddly, it pushed all of them out. You cannot get anything in behind there. Finesse. Yeah, so for future self-reference, LEDs need to probably be tacked a little bit. They don't have to be super on there, but like one leg needs to be tacked in place. And not very, you don't want it to be very far in there either. So what I'll do is I'm going to tack this short, and that way it'll still move, but I can actually get everything to fit like it should, because that is triggering. And when I say triggering, I mean like if you're not a neurodivergent person, consider yourself fortunate that you don't know what triggering really is, because that's what this is. Really, actually, literally, in every sense of the word, triggering, because my hands shake and I have to do some very deep breathing exercises when stuff like this happens. So for some insider's perspective, I am internally screaming right now. I mean, just be real with it. Don't want you to think I'm oh no, emotional damage. I put that one in backwards. Yeah. That was backwards. It's fine. It's one. I'm only tack soldering it. It ain't gonna hurt it. It's literally just something to hold it so it won't like fall out or cause me any more stress, because this is supposed to be a nice fun build, and it was trying my patience ever so slightly. So I am the master of my ship, and it shall not cause me stress. And I took care of that. So let's see. All right, the last one is this one. So now it's a 50-50 toss-up of which is more like fiddly. Like, I don't know which one is more fiddly, whether it's the jack sockets or the LEDs on this thing. My money is on the LEDs, because you see, I'm already having to go back and redo it. All right, round 2, fight. All right, are all the LEDs attempting to get where they need to go? Mostly. What about the jack sockets? Is it going to work this time? We are so far making connection. Solid connection. Except for that one. Get on with it now. Just stab my finger. I'm telling you, these LEDs are more of a pain right now than the jack sockets. And they shouldn't be. They really should not be this big of a pain. Why? There we go. I think and now if we push all of those down, once I build this one, I will be grateful, because I do not have to build this module but once. There's no reason to have more than one of these really for my setup. I only need one MIDI to CV and that click. Let's go. Patience won today. It tried my patience, but it will not be victorious. Although I did like stab my finger with my tweezers. Crimson Chin from Cincinnati. Yes. Oh yeah. My shiny teeth at me. I'm sorry for anyone who tried to forget that song and now was suddenly reminded about my shiny teeth and me. Hey, no problem at all. I appreciate you stopping by and checking the stream out. I'll be at this for a hot minute. And if I remember correctly, there's some of these that don't need to be soldered. But I can't see them on this back side, I believe it's the one directly across. And if I have any issues out of it, guess what? We can go back and we can add some more. There's not a problem there. That's the bright side of DIY. When it doesn't work the first time, take it back to the workbench and try again. Don't stop till it works all right. Oh. Every time I bring out this soldering iron, it gets so smoggy in here you'd swear they were using charcoal. I'm gonna buy some large diameter solder to replace that 1.5 mil. Turns out it really is bad. I cut out chunk after chunk after chunk, and it's really legit bad solder. I can't believe it. That's a kilo spool. It's unfortunate. So solder is the next thing on the agenda at some point, because that burns through pretty quickly too. On these projects anyway. You know, you talk to a welder, they don't, I think they charge not only by the hour, but they charge like how many sticks they use, how much feed rate and flux and gas, and because they use argon. Not that I'm a welder, but you know. I'm loving this. I'm loving that it's the hard part is over. The easy part is going to be putting all the little small stuff together. I wanted to get the sockets out of the way because I was looking at those and thinking that's going to be fiddly. I did not know that they were going to be easier than the LEDs. I'll remember that though. I am halfway through with these. Oh no, don't melt anything. I almost melted a socket. Had to replace that one. But when I get finished soldering all of the jack sockets in, I'm going to start working on the main board. That'll be the next bit. Chip Skylark. Look, Nickelodeon was literally what got me through my childhood, I think, my teenage life. It's the only thing I could watch that felt like, oh, this is entertaining while mildly specific. Did Nickelodeon know something I didn't? Or was that Cartoon Network? It might have been Cartoon Network. I don't even know. It's been a minute. I haven't watched TV in over 6 years, 8 years. I don't have the time to waste on television. Got projects in front of me, taking up all my time, taking up all my money. Can't afford streaming services. Let's go. You can't buy anything wrong if you spend it all on projects. It's kind of hard to have a a drug addiction when you have an electronics addiction. Or if you're into 40K, Warhammer 40K, those Warhammer 40K guys, oh my lord, that's a collection. Do you want to paint a miniature? They won't paint themselves. Has anybody ever been shanghaied into painting miniatures? Johnny Bravo. Oh, mama. Yeah. Johnny Bravo. Womanizer. Fucking. Oh, you know what? almost forgot to solder those LEDs that I only tap welded. Alrighty. I was watching Supernatural, and I've come to the realization that I really need a dean in my life. Just saying. Gotta get me a dean. Take that how you will. No shame. No guts, no glory, green beans. Alrighty, so now that that is assembled, there's one thing that I'm starting to wonder. I think I'm going to set this aside now. I'm looking at the standoffs, and I think I could put these together with no problem. We shall see. So I'm going to leave off the headers for now, and I'm going to get straight to putting in sockets. Maybe no resistors. The resistors are nice. They're in a nice long neat row. So 100Ks. Perfect. I believe these are the 100Ks. These are 1K. And these are... No, these are 100K. Okay. 40K. So, dark side, welcome aboard. Just putting together a MIDI module. Kind of body double DIY building type. Ed, Ed and Eddie. That was a show. That was a weird show, but I loved it. Ed, Ed and Eddie. Did you ever watch that, Matt? Ed, Ed, Eddie. Double D. Right? No kidding. The one that killed me every time was rocket power. And specifically the shoebies term, like the dudes wearing socks with flip-flops, because even to this day, when I see socks on and flip-flops together, shoebies! That's all I can think of. But they're toast. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put a YouTube cam like in front of me so I can see comments easier. Lol. Yeah, buttered toast. I try to do voices, like I feel like I can do some pretty good, but I don't know. Some voices are a real struggle for me. Is there any more 100Ks before I move on? I do not see any more. Wow, that's a lot of 100Ks in one spot. I can dig it. So let's put 1K next. These are, oh no, those are 100 ohm. These are 10Ks. And these are 1Ks. I can't wait to get more parts bins. One day I'm going to get some more parts bins. Because this is absurd. I'm getting tired of like digging in Ziploc bags. I have one parts bin and it's mostly full. There's a little room for improvement, but it's mostly full. I think it's just time to finally get a second one. I didn't think I would fill it up. I only bought one. I was like, I'll never fill that thing up. I don't do enough. And then now I'm going, I've got 1,500 bags laying around the room, kind of wishing I pulled out. There's that 1K. See, I know I saw a 1K resistor in there. Alright. On to the 10K. I need to write 10K on this bag because I'm going to forget one day. And now where did the 10K go? That's 10 ohm. That's 10 ohm. There's the 10K. I swear I'm blind. All right. Is there more than one 10K? I believe that was it. Oh no, there's the second one. Cool. Well, that's why I don't put up components till I double check, you know. Be sure. Now we're gonna get into the oddball resistors, I think, like 220 and 426. Weird. And my resistors are behind you guys, so you're about to go for a ride. A little bit of a ride anyway. 220 ohm. And the bag, there we go. So we need 2 there, and 2 more up a little ways. There's 1 there, and that's a 10 ohm. There's another 220. Cool. Maybe that'll get all of them. We'll see. We shall see. I can't wait to get this through because I can finally play polyphonically. I could, I suppose, do it now, but it would require, like, actually use my computer and my MIDI rack and some other. I'd have to do a lot of stuff to get it to work. Whereas this module does convert it straight to the CV that I need. So I don't know. It just seems logical that this is what I really ought to do. So that's what I'm doing. I really hope I can get one of the I want to get 3 of the LFO modules, but every time I go to try to get them, it says they're sold out. And I know, I know they're popular. That's for deadgum sure. Because I can't get my hands on them. I've been trying to get 3. I want to get 3 of them. I did buy the other 2 modules that I could afford in my list, which was it's a valve like distortion module, and shucks, what was the other one? Oh, a multiple, so I can like copy a signal. That was the other one. All right, let me. What else do we have? We have. We need 10 ohms. Oh, I hate digging. Oh, I hate digging so much. You just pull them all out. That'll be faster. Oh, that's a 10K. Alright, well, I need to just throw that out into the 10K bag. 2K, 0. I don't even know why they put a 0 ohm in here. Why would you do that? That's just a piece of wire. It's a waste. Here's 10 ohms. Cool. blows my mind. They legit put a 0 ohm resistor in the mix. It's like, what good is that? We need, there it is. Turn on. I mean, if it has 0 resistance, it's literally a piece of wire, so that just makes no sense as to why they even bothered with that. I mean, maybe it's got some microscopic amounts of resistance in it, maybe. I'm not really sure. But it's definitely 0. It says 0 ohms on the bag, and I'm just like, yo, no. No, it doesn't compute. You can't have a 0 ohm resistor. It's not a resistor anymore. If it has no resistance, it's a wire. It's a conductor. Alright, so now I need the 5.1K. And I know I saw that a second ago and I put it right back in this container, didn't I? If I don't have a 5.1, could use a 4.7. That's fairly close. Believe it or not, you don't have to be absolute, because a lot of times the resistors are like, they have a tolerance, and the tolerances are really bad. Alright, so let me grab my other resistor container, which means you guys are going to come with me again, and I'm going to just move you yet again. There you go. You just sit tight. Don't go nowhere. Hang in there, champ. .6, that's closer. We'll bring that. Let's get that out. 5K1. What the heck? That's like the first thing in the bag. 5K1. Let's go. 5K1. Yeah, come on out of there. Gimme. Ah. Only 5K1. Give. Oh, it's stuck together. There we go. Alright, those are 5K1s. That was the luck of the draw. There is no way I had those. I didn't order them. That was just a kit. Like, alright, so please tell me that's all the resistors? Yeah, right on. Alright, cool. I did all that work for that one resistor. I could have just thrown in a 5.7, it'd have been alright. Things we do for OCD. If you can relate to that. Why don't we just meet me in the middle? Anyway, so one thing I don't have to do is I have already made up the plugs, so all I've got to do is put the Molex or the JST like headers on the board, and then I can connect the wires to the MIDI sockets, and they will be ready to go. I don't have to actually make the wires up because I did that. I was too excited. My clamps came in. I've never made my own JSTs before, so I was like, let's go. We're going to do this. And I'm a YouTuber, and I still went and YouTubed how to do it because I wanted to know, like, without guessing. And I watched the video, and I couldn't figure it out on the video, but then in person, there was a moment where I realized that my pliers have a ratchet, and if you click it one time, it'll hold the connector for you, and you can insert your connector inside real easy. Like, the whole thing was really easy. I was like, oh, cool, right on. So I now made my own JST connector for this, because why not? that gave me an excuse to kill a little bit more time waiting on Livestream for the clock app, and yeah, a few other little tidbits. Mainly the 5K trimmer pots. That was one thing I did not actually have at all, because I don't use trim pots like that. I use trim pots that are the three. It's like a triangular shape. These are all in line. I believe that's all the resistors. Yep. Alrighty. Time to trimity trim. Let's give this baby a haircut. Musical leads. Do 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 do. Catch myself before I start that mess. I'll be beatboxing all damn night long. I'm gonna get some coffee. Small break. Well, howdy from Australia. VK3. I'm also a ham radio operator. Mine is AF5CG. 73s. I'm just kidding. It's not time to go. I've got a ways to go. Welcome aboard to the stream. We're just putting a MidiMuso module together, so I've got CV from a MIDI source, which in my case I'm using like a little key step controller. It doesn't actually have a voice of its own or anything. It's just a controller. So I just got through putting all the resistors in, and I'm about to start putting the capacitors and other bits, other biddly bobs. Oh, that board is looking fabulous. Did I miss anything? Nope. A lead. That's what was making that noise. Alrighty. And so I want to get these capacitors out of the way. And I know 10 nanofarad. I can use these ones. These are 103s. So let's pull out a bunch of 103s. Oh, be sure to also actually glance at them too, because sometimes they shift containers when you pick them up and move them about. Still, it's good to read. You don't stick the wrong. Wow, none of these are right. There's a 103. That's aggravating. Alright, so I'm just gonna have to play Marco Polo with them then. They got mixed up. Yay. Oh my goodness. Let's see. 103. There's going to be different colored capacitors, going to have a little personality to it. I can't be bothered to make them all absolute the same, mainly because I'm trying to use up what I've got. But they are just different colors. It's not going. They are the same capacitor. They shall do the job. One of them is like a dipped capacitor, and one of them is like the classic cheap disc. And So let's see, the next module, I still haven't decided whether I really want to build that Wanda wave mixer yet. I'm starting to think I don't need it. That's why I didn't even start design on it yet. I mean, I started a paper design, but I'm not going to put in computer design time on waste all that effort if I'm not even going to go through with it. And so I might put that energy toward an LFO if I can't get a hold of the Kosmo module. I want to get 3 of the Kosmo LFOs. But we can't have everything. Or either that, or I might just have to like snipe it, like just sit there and hit the refresh page till it pops in stock. I don't know. I sent in a direct ticket to the store, seeing if maybe I could pre-order one to put me down for one, so I know I'll get them. Cause I'll buy 3 of them right off, like at one time. I want them. Alright, so those are all the 10s there. Is there any 10s anywhere else? I do not see any 10s. All those are 100 nanofarads. And 100 is a 104. And I know I don't have 104s in this color. So I'll close this box. And we'll go back to the 104 drawer. Let's go. I love that I've got this gigantic, just nothing but caps ready on deck now. No more wishing. Actually, I put off buying bulk capacitors because I wanted to build enough like electronic stuff to see what capacitors, what am I going to actually burn through, you know, rather than buying a bulk of everything. I bought a mixture, and then when I run out of something really fast, I know maybe buy quite a few of those. So that's kind of, I've noticed the 102, 103, 104 disappear dramatic. So I bought 1,000 of each. And in this one board alone, the 102s, there's 3, 6, 9, 12 of them all in a row. Just on this one board. So that's what, 100 boards? And I'm out of capacitors already, basically, which is fine. I mean, that's what they're for, is to get used. But I'm just saying, like, if you don't buy them in bulk, you'll run out. I've actually been in a project where I ran out of components midway through because I didn't think to read the bill of materials, which is something that usually comes with projects like these. Sam does a good job. All of his have bill of materials. I haven't run across one that doesn't. But I have run across quite a few like projects you can buy that don't have a bill of material, and so you don't actually know what to expect before it gets there. And then it gets there and you're like, oh, I don't have any of these. And so in this case, like, I knew I was going to need some 12AX7 valves for the valve module. So I already have those on hand. I knew I was going to need some PT2366. I think that's what they are. They're delayed chips. Got those on hand. There's a lot of stuff that I've got on hand for the modules that I don't have yet. All for the name of, you don't want to get the module and get ready to build it, and then you realize, oh, I'm missing this and this and this and this and that and this and this and that and this and that and this and that. That happens. That it surely does. But it doesn't happen as much now. It did at first. Like when I first started working on the VCO, I ran out of components so much that I spent more time waiting. Now I'm like, I could build them all, but it's more of I wanted to wait until I could share the process rather than it all just be kept to myself, because I like to share. Fred, what are you doing? Fred is my kitty cat, for those that don't know. Stuck on bulk lots at ham fairs. Oh yeah. You know, we had a ham fest last month on the 20 something. I just got my VE accreditation renewed and my ham license renewed. It's due in March, and I was like, let's go. So I went ahead and re-up my VE accreditation and my ham license. So I'm good for another 10 years, I think. I really don't use my ham radio as much anymore because I don't have the time. Like, I built the antenna that I built, which is actually, there's a video on my channel further back of the tower build, but I just don't have the time to set up a new radio and tune an amp, and my antenna is currently on loan. I mean, there's 2 houses on the property. In the main house, I've got some family in, and one of my family members is using the tower right now actively, so I figure just let them use it till I actually have a need, and I haven't had a need. So I haven't actually been on air since my 13 colonies event. Oh, I just looked up at my 13 colonies event and I'm ashamed of myself. Be ashamed of yourself. Get back on the air. It's been a minute. I don't want to say how long it's been because it's been a minute. Alright, I'm gonna need 3 of the other types of headers. We'll get those out. I need some 14 pin. Oh, there's a lot of 14 pins. Cool. Talking about Op Amp City. So there's 1 TLO74, there's 2. I don't know how many it takes, but see, so there's 3 TLO74 op amps, which means there's 12 op amps being installed in here. I don't know if all 12 are being used. Depends on how the schematic is set up. And then there's the T4LS14. What in the T4? Oh. Oh. Oh, shoot. Let me Google this one. Right, I feel that. I need to turn them back on. But I think I just discovered 74LS, 74LS14. Yeah. It's a Hex Schmidt trigger. Oh, I do have that. Okay. Oh, I about panicked. It's just not. Okay. Chill your roll. Calm yourself. Hakuna Yatatas. Let's go. And I know where that Schmidt trigger is. That's an optocopter SN74LS14N. Yes, okay, cool. Alright. It's not a tragedy. We have it. I thought so. I panicked though because it's like, oh, but maybe I don't. Hey, boo boo, you should probably check it out just in case. Oh my god. So, with the MidiMuso, can I put 2 of these in line? Would that be good enough? I sure can. Go, yo! It's almost my birthday. It's literally almost my birthday. Monday. It'll be Monday. God, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I know what I am not gonna do, and that's I'm not gonna work on my birthday. I promised myself that I would not do that again this year because I worked through my entire birthday last year. Didn't even do nothing. No party, no celebrate. Are these 16 or 18? Let's see. Well, I guess I can't guess every one of them perfect. Let's go get the 16 pin sockets out. You know, whenever I had my ham radios set up, they were always on as well. I always had them ready to go. And I still could use my 2 meter. There's no excuse on the 2 meter. I've actually got the antenna ready to go for it. I'm using an X50 standoff antenna off the back of my house. So there's not an excuse there. Except for I don't want to. I'm tired and I want to go home. Little Peter Griffin laugh there. Yes, madam. Together we are going to assemble a module that will take over the world. One synth sound at a time. And you shall boldly go where no other synthesizers have gone before. Wishful thinking. I love this. I love this thing. It's like I can feel inside how close I am to being able to play some polyphonic music on Wanda. Go back there and play Wanda. Have me a little play session. I've played a few things, but I've been so like swamped with other stuff that the YouTube side and the synth side of things has actually been kind of just sitting here on pause, ever so slightly on pause. And I didn't mean to go on pause, but between waiting on Livestream here on the TikTok app and waiting on the little odds and ends, you know, I figured I didn't want to just keep on pumping out videos when I'm working on making, when I finish all of these modules, I'm going to put it into one big time lapse, maybe. Or I could just be wasting my time recording it and just leave the footage. That's possible. It doesn't have to be recorded. I'm doing this just because I enjoy doing it, you know? Like, I could literally just not record the time lapse because it's being recorded live stream. But my thought was maybe I could do like a story, a video behind it or something. I don't know. Maybe it's not finished enough yet for that. I feel like maybe I need at least a couple of rows ready to go before I try to do an introductory to Wanda. Plus, I played live a couple of times already on it, But I'm out of my element when it comes to playing on synth. It is totally new to me. I just wanted to share my newbie experience so that I could go back and go, yeah, that's what I sounded like. And then I'm going to practice and not record for, well, for a while. And then I'll go back and I can look at the video and go look at where I was and look at where I'm at and make a judgment call there. You know? Reflection. I've done that. In fact, try to take over the world. Oh, heck yeah. Let's go. Take over the world one synth at a time. Engage that LFO. But I'm actually building all of this stuff up for something. There's a big project I want to build, and I'm not sure when or how or whatever, but I'm gonna build a spaceship. Not a literal fly to space spaceship, but I'm going to build the cockpit of a spaceship, which will literally be basically the entire. I've got 10 6x9 4-way speakers that I want to pull off the wall that are usually in the background on a lot of my videos. I want to take those 10 6x9s down and mix them with the 12-inch speakers and the 2 10-inch and a few other things, because I've got a 6 kilowatt rack amp. I want to make like a surround chamber, an audio surround chamber, and then build like a rack on either side, and then have a rack down the center, like overhead, for the mixing and the mastering, and my computer, because my computer, I have a rack case for my computer. Boy, look at that. That's coming on along. I'm liking that. Alrighty, so what other tiny things do we need? 100. Oh, there's another 100 NF. Let's get that one in there. Now that those sockets are there, I can see them. Right, I'm excited. I think it'd be cool. Welcome to the stream, Natty. I didn't notice that was a different name at first. But yeah, that's what I want to build. I've got the space for it. I don't have the material, and I need the rack wings for my big mixer, and I also need to buy a few rack rails. Then after that, it'll be all the, like the lumber, and I have some scrap, but not enough to do all of it by any means, because what I'm going to have to do, this is where it's going to get tricky. I can't build it in this room. I was going to build it in this room, but this room is, even though it's big enough, I don't want to do that, because I want to build it as a, I want to actually build a room off of my house. So when you walk in this room, you're not walking into a room, you're walking into a cockpit. Call me crazy, but I'm going to do it. That's not a I might do it. I'm going to do that. It's just a matter of when. All right. Did I get all the low stuff? Nope, there's transistors now. This is a L7. Why by the power grid? Yeah, 6 kilowatt. It's a Pile PT12050CH 12 channel, and it's not per channel 6 kilowatts. I think it's 6 kilowatts divided by 12, which would be like 500 watts per channel, I think. Let's see, L70, L78, L5, linear voltage regulator. So that's going to be one of these oddly specific components. Is it these? Yo, I'm talking about, there was some of these components that were so oddly specific that I have bought. This thing I needed one. So I had to buy very specific this one. How about that? That is like the most specific purchase I've ever made. All that work for... I got one left. It's very specialized. I don't even know what that is. That's a linear voltage regulator. That's what that is. And it most certainly is very specific to this one project, because I don't have anything else that needs that. I don't even think I've ever heard of that before now. Alright, so let's do the crystals. I've got some 16 megahertz crystals next. Gonna get those out of the way. Oh, there's a Ziploc bag inside of a Ziploc bag. I don't get tired of that at all. No, sir. I love opening Ziploc bags over again. It's right up there with scratching my nails down a chalkboard. But a lot of some IDC can. Oh, I know it. I love that IDC connector crimp. That was glorious. Mine. I think I need to put a little dab of hot glue to keep the molded plastic insert actually inserted. But IDCs are so because doing them by hand, I swear I felt like putting RAM cards in, the old school RAM cards that were like 1.5 mil thick. Ziploc life. Yeah. Ziploc life is painful. Alright, so TL430. No, what is a TL431? Do I have that? TL431. Precision Programmable Reference Data Sheet. I'm getting concerned that I may not have everything now. Where's my transistor box? This is... Why? Who designed this MidiMuso? It was not Sam that did the MidiMuso. I can't remember who did this damn thing. Electric Druid? Atmega. Atmega, you can... It's a 3-terminal adjustable precision shunt voltage regulator integrated circuit. I don't have that. I literally, how did I not have that? TL431. Are you kidding me? Out of everything I bought, hundreds of bags, and I don't have that one friggin' thing? Yo, well, we're not finishing this module tonight, because that is a definite that I can't substitute. So on and on we go. That is actually, I'm actually kind of sad. I was hoping to finish this. I wonder if there's a specific way that's got to go. Tell you what, let me reference the picture just in case. That is so heartbreaking. I don't have all the components I need. And I don't know where to get that. I might have to order that special. TL431. How did I not know that? I looked at the data sheet. Wow. So trim pots are as expected. That's what I thought. Cool. No surprise there. This happens. You guys see it live, you know, it happens. Sometimes you can plan for the, I mean, I bought and bought and bought and thinking I got everything. I looked at the bill of materials, thought I got everything, and I still managed to forget or miss. I would say in this case I missed it. There's a transistor. Well, it's not a transistor. It's that programmable thing. So I'm missing that, which means that this is gonna only be able to go so far, and then we'll have to call it a day. But you know what? That's not gonna stop anything. That's just gonna mean that this particular module can't get finished until that part gets here. I do have 4 other modules, and I know I've got the material to build those. This one was a very complicated module in regards to components. I mean, it is unfortunate. And again, I did look at the bill of materials. I just missed it. That's all there is to it. Straight up missed it. Alright, so trimmer pots are now, at this point we're getting down into the capacitors again. So let's go back to those. 22 picofarad. Wait, I wonder, 22 picofarad can also be, hold on. Picofarad. I'm trying to find out the capacitor number, so maybe I can just substitute it, because you can do that. You can move it around. We could just do nanofarad, 22 picofarad. What is that? Is that what it is? Yeah, picofarad. So I gotta find a 22. So that'll be 0.022 NF. Do I have that? No, I don't. Alright, well, what about nanofarad? Why don't I ever have anything I need? Can't one time, just one, just maybe. I have some Mylar caps. Let's look in here. Do any of these Mylar caps happen to be 22 UF? There's no picofarads in here at all? At all? 0.22 NF. 0.22 NF is 220 picofarads. Well, that's definitely not going to work. I don't think I've got 22 picofarads. I've got all the way down to 20 picofarads, so I'm going to use 20 picofarad. That part won't hurt. If it does, while I'm ordering this one very specific friggin' TL431 that I don't have, I will also order some 22 picofarads. Get out the trusted shopping list and write that down now before I forget. By the powers of ADHD. We need 22 picofarad, and we need a TL431. I could have sworn I had everything, but you know what? We keep on moving. Keep on moving. Don't stop till it gets done now. Oh. Don't stop till we get enough. If I would have known that I did not have that one component before I started this live stream, I would have started a different module. And we could have had one module completed. Because this is going to bug me so. I couldn't finish it. God. I know it's probably not that serious. 0.22 UF. 0.22 UF. Alright. So 0.22. I don't have a 0.22 UF. I have 22 nanofarad. Chain input. Ouch. You weren't supposed to burn me. That hurt. It hurted. I mean, I did stick my finger there, so. Kind of on. Oh, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I'm literally, I can't finish this module. Some components are missing. Well, one component. One single solitary component. One. One. Not a bunch. One. Only one. So now I need a 10 UF. And a 1 UF. Well, let's dig in here and get a 1. That's 47. There's a 1. Cool. Yeah, this is a tragedy. I'm starting to reach a point to where I might have somebody proofread behind me. It's like, hey, could you read this shopping list off and be sure I got it all correct? Because I feel like I might be missing something. Because I swear I had everything. I thought I did. But I'm missing a, whatever that is, a power regulator. Now we need 2 10s, which I think I've got some 10s left. Maybe not. There's a 10 UF. Is this a 10 UF as well? Hey, we're in luck. Oh, and I do have 10, by the way. Like, I've got a big pile of capacitors. I just wanted to use up the last of the stock I had on hand. So those I'm not worried about. The only thing I'm worried about is this Degum TL431. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? One component. I've got hundreds of components going into this project, this one single module. Hundreds of components. And I'm missing one. I'm not missing 4 or 5. I'm not missing, like half of the board. No, I'm missing one. One. And I can't even substitute the one thing that's missing because it's a very special type of component that I don't have. And even if I did have voltage regulators, I know I don't have an equivalent. That's like the bane of this type of stuff. It's just, no worries, I got it. No, I don't. What happened? Emotional damage. Yeah, that was legit what it was. My ADHD, I got so excited that I legit did not even see that one thing that I needed. Which, in hindsight, is unfortunate because now that I'm building the module that needs it, I wish I had it. Because I would love to play. I wanted to play on this thing tonight. I had my hopes up. I was going to jam. I was going to get on this synthesizer and do me some diddly biddly bops. Yeah. It ain't gonna stop me, but it's not gonna be with this thing. It's gonna just be with what I've got already. If I can hold on to my project in hand. Yeah, and my nose is completely clogged, full of flux. Joy. Alrighty, I think those are seated. Nope, that one is not. Cool. Yeah, yeah. Finally do the thing, get the thing, and forget the. I swear, that's the friggin' truth. I'm over here. I got almost all the way through. I got 18 jack sockets all neat and lined up with all the LEDs that were fighting me. Got them all in. I'm getting all the way down to this, like the home stretch, the last bit. And now that I'm looking at this board, I'm going, I've only got one diode left. I've got a box header left. I missed a 10 UF capacitor. Do I have another 10 UF that's used? Nope. Oh, guess we're gonna actually have to break into the bag of new ones. And they're blue. Fascinating. And they're more, that was a Ziploc bag with a Ziploc bag with a Ziploc bag. I'm telling you. Freaking what I'm telling you is a Ziploc. It's a Ziploc life for us. Steady zipping, we can seal. The one blue one and the sea, it just adds a little fancy color to it. I love the smell of flux in the morning air. Yes. Oh, you know what? I know you shouldn't breathe it, but flux does have a very distinctive smell. I gotta be gross. Half a second. Hold on. There we go. That was quick. Make it count. I hate it when people like get gross on stream, so hopefully that was quick enough. Now I need box setters. I need one of them. Got one of those. Look at this board. This thing is looking so nice. I'm loving it. And the only thing I'm not gonna build any more tonight, but because I don't have that piece I need, I'm literally half tempted to stop this stream and create a second, like a new one. Because on the YouTube side, for those on TikTok that don't know, the YouTube side is going, there's a actual title. It says what I'm building on it. This one just says I might build something because I wasn't sure I was going to do it or not. But on YouTube, it does actually say that I'm building the Kosmo MIDI to CV. So what I thought I might do, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say now I'm not doing it because I've already done this much. But I had thought about, when this stream is over, starting a second stream with the name of a different module. So I could just keep on building something tonight, but I think I'll save it because my hands are starting to get a little bit shaky, which tells me I'm a bit overstimulated, and I know why, and that's because my brain, my ADHD brain, is pulling me towards the next thing. But the auto side is finish this task at hand first before moving on. I need a 1N4148, and I can find that in here. Fast recovery 1N48, let's go. These these are switching diodes. I've got plenty of diodes, but I do not have the dealy bob I need. That's I'm not, that's, oh, you don't understand. Well, you viewers, okay, y'all understand. That was a turn of phrase. I didn't mean that literally. That's a bad turn of phrase anyway. It's maddening though to be that close to completion and can't. I want to just flick it. Alright, so what we got now? There's a test point on here. Why do you need a test point? I don't know, but there's one there. So aside from the TL431, we could put the pin headers in next. Those go on the back side, back here. And then once I put all of these pin headers on, I can assemble the module. I think, no, I can't. I can't assemble the module. I cannot, because I have to solder the TL471 on the back, which would then be between this board and the child board, the daughter board. The smell of soldering. Yeah. Well, it's funny. Everybody says that. Everybody always talks about the solder side. But it is the flux. The solder is metal, so it doesn't have much of a smell. It has a smell. It's not much of one. But yeah, everybody pretty much knows what you mean when you say love the smell of solder. It does have a very distinctive aroma. It's like pine sap. Solder is pine sap, isn't it? Inhale, exhale. Yeah, look, lead solder, I don't care what anybody says, that's my go-to, because let's face it, that's what gets the job done. Silver solder is not horrible, but tin is like, I will never fully appreciate tin, I don't think. Now, I have some that another viewer, Matt, sent in, and I am going to use it, but not yet. I want to use up what I've got on hand as my other stuff. everything gets used here eventually. I'm trying to line these pin headers up so that they're like sitting flush on the board. So this now can plug down, I think, onto this, and it'll plug in like so. Just like that. So now this is what the MidiMuso would almost look like finished, except for there's a piece missing here, the TL431, and I've got to solder the last bit of wires and plug those in. So I'm going to do that now. And I've already made up the little end connectors. Silver or pewter for crafts. I bet you silver solder is really good for chainmail. And I have a friend that does chainmail that I could ask. It was a gag gift. Was it really a gag gift? Because I'm very literal. What's this noise? I heard noise on my phone. That was weird. Alright, so we need a mechanical fix, and I'm gonna always bend my wires and hook the wires in to where they need to go, and then solder after the fact, because if you do that, you have a good mechanical connection first. Less prone to breakage later. Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. One down, and then that literally goes click. Oh, you couldn't see that. There we go. Click. Just have to envision it. I'm sorry. This is all my overhead camera. I filled up the space. Oh well. It's hard on tips. Yeah, I could see that. I've had the same tip now for 2 years, and so far it hasn't had an issue. But I use lead solder, so maybe there's a correlation. But I never could bring myself to be able to use the other. And I know that it's a matter of just different technique, but that technique is I'm not gonna do it. You can't make me do it. I refuse. Righto, let's go. Nearly there. We gotta do the last plug after this one. So you could see what I did on that last one. I literally, this just goes click and plug it in, plug it in. Get a superheater. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't like, I'm already running 300C. Isn't that hot enough? It's really too hot. But I work really fast, so it doesn't ever stay on there, but briefly. If it's got to be hotter than 300°C, I feel like it's gonna. I mean, that's excessive anyway. It's already melting the plastic components. Freaking. Maybe that's when you stop using a regular soldering pencil and you start getting out like an arc welder. Start arcing it. I'm just saying, like it. That's. I mean, I've got a welder. It'll get pretty hot, but still, the components that you work on half the time can't even take that heat before they're melt, sizzle, dizzle, like this freaking cheese on the frizzle. Cool beans. Now we have a I wish completed MidiMuso module. You guys, I appreciate you hanging in there, but there's one piece I can't. It's this freaking little. I'm gonna point it out here. It's those three triple holes. I know you can't really see it, but those three holes. And for the live stream, where's my camera? There's my camera. It's right there. It's that TL431, that joker. Lord have mercy. 400°C. Dang, boy, that's hot. 700°C for the silver, lead for. Oh my God. That is so hot. That's what she said. Alright, so I guess what I can do is I can finish doing the pins. I just noticed that I didn't even finish those pins. And when I finish these, I'm going to call it a stream, I think. Because we can't finish the job. I'm sorry. I thought I had everything I needed. If I would have known I didn't have everything I needed, I would not have started the stream up. I would have waited. I mean, it happens sometimes, you know. I try. The bright side is the bulk is done. So like when I get that one little odd bit in, I can do a different type of live stream. I can just say, okay, well, we're going to test it. We got to put this one last part in, we'll test it. So the next build or video or stream or whatever on this can be like a test instead. Don't put your sucker with the suck depressed. I'm bad about doing that. I'll forget and put it up with the spring like engaged. Oh, ouch. Sizzle. It smells so much like burnt flesh. Oh my God. That's the first time I've burnt myself with my soldering pencil since October. I need to write that on the board. I need to get one of those incident boards. Days without incident. Alright. 2 pins. Now the fun thing is because Radio Shack doesn't exist anymore. It's really cheered me up. Well, I'm glad it's cheered you up. I'm usually, anytime I've got the projects that I can assemble, I try to do them on a live stream, you know, chat with you guys. It's looking like everything's done. I don't see anything missing. I'm proud of it. Looks pretty cool. Here, I'll show you. There's the back side. And then for the live stream for you guys on YouTube. So there's the MidiMuso completed except for, of course, that one piece. And there's some standoffs. I'm not going to put the standoffs because it locks it together. And so that'll be the next. I can't believe I can't finish this thing. But look at the front of it though. Doesn't that look so cool? Oh my God! Here, look. Here's the front side. I appreciate that. Well, actually, be sure to tell Sam that, because Sam's the one that did this. All I did was put it together. My module, I'm proud of, but this one is his module. So I'll be sure to tell him. I'll tell him you said that it's a good looking module next time I send him a message. I try not to just send a bunch. But heck yeah, I really appreciate you guys hanging in there and watching with me. I guess there's nothing more I can do on this. So I'm going to call the YouTube stream a day. And I will catch you guys on the next build. The next build might be tomorrow, maybe. That's a big maybe. But the next module that I want to build, what is this? Where's the ADSR? That's filter filter. Here's this one. What is this? Electric Druid. This, aha, the next module. Come on, chair. Roll with me. We can go ahead and pull it out of the bag now, because that's going to be the next one. He does include the chip. This is the envelope generator. And the jack board, or the knobs board, CV. It's got little pictures on it. So freaking cool. Hey, good night, Matt. I appreciate you guys stopping by on the channel. There's a sticker involved. I think I've got one of these on my rack already, but if not, I'll stick that on there. And then this is going to be a really straightforward build. It won't be. I literally just built one of the more complicated modules. So this will be next, which will fit like, how does this fit? Like this. So this will go on, and this kind of goes underneath, in between. Cool. So that'll be cool. And what a VDSR is, a attack, delay, sustain, release. So attack, delay, sustain, and release. And you've got CV for all of those. You got a trigger. You can loop it. This is going to be fun. And what this does is like makes those laser sounds like pew. It softens it. Instead of immediately on, it kind of fades on. In case you don't know what an ADSR is. It's like it slows down time. So that's going to be the next build. I'm going to set that to the side. Heck yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to put this, and I will catch you guys. Brad, what's up? Hey, man, I just finished building this. Oh, wait. There's one more thing. Hold up. There's one more thing. I got to put this. Unless this module is a slave to another MidiMuso, make sure the chain input pins are connected together. Yeah, that was something I've been going to do right now. So we'll break off a few of these JST connectors and we'll make us a JST connector. I'm so glad you stopped by, Brad. That JCM 800 had me grinning ear to ear, man, because yes, I sold my JCM 800, but let me tell you, the reason I sold it is because I want to build one from scratch myself. I feel like I can do it. I have the proficiency. I know what's inside of them. I've been doing stuff for a while that is, well, shoot, why not? So I want to build. Late to the party, sir? No, you're fine. You're fine. You're not late to any kind of a party. You're good. I promise. I literally, all I did was get almost through to realize that I'm missing a TL431, and I did not know that I needed that. So I'm gonna finish doing like a few little odd things. Like in this case, I'm making another connector, to connect these two. It says to connect the. I love that. I just love this so much. The chain input. It's got to be connected with a little jumper. So I'm making up a jumper for that. And get a Hoffman or. Well, you know, that's the thing. Do you think I should get a kit, or do you think I should build it from scratch? You know what I'm saying? It's what do you think would be more satisfactory? Building it from the schematic that Marshall themselves have and buying the components and building it all myself, or do you think buying a kit? Spewing us and well, it would take 2 carrier pigeons to evenly distribute the weight between the 2 of them. They had them on a string. I want to watch Monty Python so bad. I haven't seen it in like a few years, and it's been popping up in my brain lately. So now we have this little jumper wire. Plug that in on a MIDI in, and now we're pretty much ready. The chain output I'm not going to be using because I don't have another MidiMuso. Let me see the T78. Oh wait, no, I want to go ahead and put a few of these other chips in because they're the weird ones. This is the SN74LS. So let's put that in. Right, this is a MIDI module, so it's converting MIDI to CV, and it had 18 jack sockets. It's got 3 MIDI sockets, and then there's 3 TLO74 op amps. There's a 74 LS14, and then a 6N13. So that's, what is that? This is a Hex Schmidt trigger, and the other one is 7 megabaud open collector, high speed optocoupler. That's a mouthful. Yeah, Sam, you brilliant SOB. I don't know. That man knows some crap that mortal men just can't know, I guess. I don't know. If you've never seen one of their live streams, just check it out for sure. Alright, so chip number 1. So I want to go ahead and put the chips in, because you know what'll happen? I'll forget which chips need to go in. Alright, so then we need one of these. It's like Christmas, opening little tiny tidbits. I don't even know why I got more than one of those. I guess in habit. But yeah, I appreciate you covering that JCM 800 though, Brad. That was pretty cool. I mean, I know you do a lot of your live streams on amps and stuff, but I never thought I would get to see a JCM 800 like cracked open on the workbench. Because I took mine and I looked at it and I thought about it for about a solid hour about opening it up and digging inside, and didn't. I decided against it because I was like, if I accidentally mess something up, even in however, slim possibility, I will be heartbroken, and then everybody will hate my guts because I've damaged it. So I didn't even open it up to look in it. Now this MidiMuso chip's got a whole lot of pins, So this one's going to be a little harder to get lined up. Perfect. I think we got it though. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, mercy. MIDI. Sorry, chip legs. You know, growing up, I always thought computers were so fragile. And the more I work on these projects, the more I realize they could take a beating. Don't beat your computers. Pretty good specimen, not too much preview. You know what? Didn't you say somebody had modified the tubes, or was that a different app? I can't remember which. I love your videos, but I can never keep up with what's been covered. But I don't know. I don't think that would somebody really mismatch tubes in a JCM 800 though? I hope not. I've got some 12AX7 tubes in front of me for a synth module. That's going to be fun. Here, tell you what, let me pause sticking chips in for a second and show you this valve. What am I making? I am making a MidiMuso, which converts MIDI to CV and gate, amongst other things, but that's readily what it does. So check this out. It's not the high end quality. I can hear you judging me, but let me explain that this is going into synth modules. This is a ECC 83S or 12AX7. This is going in a synth module, and the synth module is not using high voltage for the filament. It's like a 12 volt or 5 volt or something like that. So you actually, it has a slot for an LED to go behind it. You know what? And I'm going to put a green LED behind that tube, just so you know. Just brace yourself. There's going to be a green LED behind a valve on one of my synth modules. So just brace. Don't hate me. Where's the TLO74? They're somewhere. I know they are. Here they are. What's really cool is just having handfuls of integrated circuits and knowing that there's nothing complicated about them. Something satisfying about that. It's just a bunch of the same thing inside of a chip. And I got to get in the camera view again. Get to look at my blue head. I actually got these tubes from Tube Depot. I don't know if that makes it any better, but that's where those came from. They seem to have good tubes. And because it's for a synth module, it doesn't have to be of the same level of precision that the Marshall circuit calls for. I don't regret selling the amp, but what I do regret is not giving it the proper playing while I had it. I played on it a lot, and I was so focused on trying to mic it up so everybody else could hear it that I never took the time to fully enjoy it myself, for myself. So when I'll get another one, either I'll build one or I'll buy one day. But I dreamt, that was my dream amp. It was all I ever wanted. I wanted a JCM 800, and I finally got one. And I could not hang on to it because of a couple of reasons. And because I found out that talking about those reasons gets my channels throttled, I can't. but it's trauma related, and so I had to let it go for the sake of letting that memory go. And I will buy another one, and it will be good. Cool. All the chips are installed except for the ones on the board behind it. So we'll just kind of pull this apart. And there's a TLO 74 and a TLO 72 on this backboard. So get that one. Say what? Say what? I still think the emotional damage, that one's the one that sticks with me every day. Because I'll do something, I'll screw something up. Emotional damage. Because it fits everything. It's uncanny. Oh, you slick. I'm a smart person. I almost put an op amp completely backwards. Thank goodness for sockets. You know, if you don't socket your components, they have it's harder. Well, now Brad, you've got that fancy solder sucker. I want one of those so bad. Look, Brad's Guitar Garage on YouTube. He's got a it's, where's mine actually? All right, this is a solder sucker, a cheap piece of crap. You push this thing down, heat your solder up, and press it, and it sucks all that. This dude's got one that's metal outside. It's a metal, basically a soldering pencil. It's really hot, and you just stick it on, and it's got a vacuum on it. I'm like, God, I need one of those, because these big solder pads are a pain. All right, so what I am going to do is, while it's apart, I'm going to try to get these standoffs installed. I think I can do that if I'm super careful. I figure if I get as much installed as I can tonight, then whenever the final components get here that I'm missing, it won't be such a big deal. It won't take that long. Get in the hole or fall on the floor. Maybe I could stand it on its side. One thing I really wished I would have built first would have been the space room. That would have been have I been working too long? How long have I been doing this? Hand space. Pace SX100 handpiece. Couldn't work out what's going on. Roger that. I will keep an eye out for the TLO 74s. Pace SX handpiece with MBT station. Roger that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll look into that. Because I really want to get one. I don't often mess up enough to constantly desolder, but I would very much rather have one of those on hand than what I'm doing. If I'm being honest. Plus, I don't know, it makes a cool sound. Just brrr. Let's go. You could hear it removing all of the bullshit. It's like, get out of my way. Solder sucker goes bird. Alright, so I'm gonna unplug that board and set it to the side and finish. I got two more standoffs to put in, and then it'll be done. I know I've said that already, but I keep realizing that there's stuff that needs to be done. Might as well do it while I'm all in one. Pinky. Solder. Oh, I said solder. It sounds solder, but I'm not saying solder, trust me. I'm saying solder, but I'm Southern, and so you can't hear it. But it bugs me when people say solder, like SAW. But yeah, if it makes you feel any better, I'm actually self-conscious about it, so I make a point. People saw the bunk beds. Hey, Static, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I appreciate. I'm glad you liked the bunk bed build. That was actually really fun, and the snap transition that time around was, yeah, all right. I didn't mean for it to work out that nicely, but it did, and so now that fits together. Oh, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful, and I can't even bolt it together because if I bolt it together, then I'll have to unbolt it when I get that one single solitary missing piece. Yeah, my southern accent is not as thick or rich as some other southerners around me either, by the way. And I live in Mississippi, which is about the most southern state you can be in. But it's because I've spent a lot of my time online. But yeah, I believe this module is as completed. I'll go ahead and give you guys one more kind of a look at it. There's a piece missing still. And I'm going to I'll order it on the Fastbird tonight. It will be here, and I will put it together probably by the weekend. We'll see. So, catch you guys on the flip side. The next module is going to be this one, just to show you guys kind of a VC ADSR. And so that's what the next build will look like. Holy crap, is there really 10,000 likes? Man, y'all must be like, I can't believe that. That's insane. I just saw that. My eyeballs popped out of my head. You know how many likes I get on YouTube on average? I get about 50 views and about 10 likes on average, and y'all have broken 10,500 likes on a live stream. Like it. All right, so this will be the next module. I'm gonna shut down camera. And Brad and VK3 and Matt, I appreciate you guys hanging out and talking with me while I was building this. I know I haven't built my own modules here recently, but that's because I've got so many of these kind of in line, and I want them out of my way before I try to take on another big project. So, heck yeah, I appreciate it. I'm gonna be in the live stream in 5, 4, 3.